Alright, hey guys, I'm going to go over the differences in the fuel level senders on the 05 to 10 Mustangs and the GT500s. So the GT500s will be 07 to 12. 2013 GT500 being when they went away from the dual metal hat to a composite tank like the Coyote. Alright, but to backtrack a little bit, so this metal body was in the 05 to 06, and late 06 into 07 went to the plastic body for the GTs and the V6s. And 2010 also had the plastic body on the GT, and I have the insert that goes into the holder, but this one's for a 2010, so you'll see the difference in the readings here on that in a minute. And all GT500s 07 to 12 had a metal body like this, only it's essentially kind of bent at a 90-degree angle due to the configuration for the dual pump, so it fits and goes in the tank easier. So this is essentially turned 90 degrees and the float comes out this side because of the different orientation of the fuel pump. Anyway, so both these is considered the 05 to 09 style because they read 15 ohms low when the float's, when the tank's empty, to 160 ohms high. So I'll go ahead and show you the reading of this 0506 style first. So the card's inverted, so it's in the plastic, so I have to take it off the metal so I can get to it so I can read it easy. And I got another video about how to swap these over if you're installing a GT500 ad or need to swap it for some reason. I'll go into that in detail. So it's a closed loop. It's not a polarity circuit, so it doesn't matter what side you have your measurement on. It's reading resistance. See if that'll stay on there. And yeah, you can see the multimeter. So I'll try to get down by the bottom here. So this is with the float all the way down. It reads 15 ohms. And then if I slowly drag up, see the numbers going up. And we'll skip to the top. And there's the top, so that's high, 160 ohms on that one. And for the late 06 and 07, changed to the plastic style. And it also reads the same. Let's see how low I can get to the bottom there. So 15 ohms at the bottom. And as I drag up, it increases all the way to 160 ohms at the top. Alright, and then so this is essentially just the insert that pops out of the holder. I don't have the body for this 2010 one because I swapped it out for somebody because their fuel gauge wasn't reading right. But for this one, start at the bottom. We're at 180 ohms at the bottom. And the resistance lowers as I go up all the way to the top to 10 ohms. So that's the difference. So it's not so much the physical issue of the level sender when people are swapping it. It's the actual resistance reading that change. There's a few rare ones as they were changing it that you can swap them, but 9 times out of 10, more like 99 times out of 100, you're not going to be that lucky. So for the 05 to 09 guys, if that's the PCM and you need the 15 ohms to 160 ohms, and you're installing a GT500 hat and you get a 2010 GT500 hat, it's an easy swap. So essentially you just pop this off the metal, the different shaped metal GT500 one, and then you would take your stock one and just pop it onto the new one, and now you'd be good to go. But if you have a 2010 Mustang, you're a little more limited. So you either have to get a 2010 to 12 GT500 hat, but most of the times, guys are buying them. They're the 05 to 09 style. So it's not simple just making a plastic one fit on the GT500 hat, which is doable. It's not that simple. If you had that work for you, you got lucky, because there's been way more people that it hasn't worked for. So, and that's why I have spare level senders, is because guys have issues. I swap them out to make them read right. And it's not as simple as saying, okay, I have low to high, I have 2 wires. I can just swap the wires. Again, it's not a polarity circuit. It's a closed loop. It's resistance. So swapping the wires will not do anything. It's going to read the same. So that's the gist of it. And then keep in mind, so some guys will say, yeah, it's reading great, working good, and then they get below half a tank and it starts messing up. And that's because there's 2 level senders. So it's a saddle tank. There's 2 sides. The passenger side reads full to half, because that side siphons over to the other side via the crossover tube. So that side actually empties completely first, while the driver side stays full. So the level sender on the other side on the siphon reads full to half, and then the one on the pump side reads half to empty. So that's what you get, where you see guys, like I said, it works fine at first, to fill up, working good, and then they start having issues. So the common issues, if you have the upgraded cluster with the message center, you'll get the fuel error, DTE, whatever error. Or if you don't have that, you'll just get erratic reading, where it jumps or drops to 0, or trying to read but it can't. If you have the wrong one in there, there'll be certain instances where it's reading correctly. Because if you think about it, one's 15 to 160 and the other one's 180 to 10. So around in the middle, it's going to read okay for a little bit, but most of the time you're going to get the error and it's just not going to read right. But if you have what's set up, it's not working right, check with me. I have a drawer full of these things because I work on these hats all the time. So chances are I have something for you to just easily swap in. I can send you the right one. You send me your old one, whether just pay shipping if you need it, and we can swap it out and get it work for you. All right. Thanks, guys.